So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed the ever popular Reign of Christ or Christ the King Sunday. Lots of hymns in major keys, triumphal sounds, and of course a major celebration of patriarchy, empire building, and subjugation. No, not really. It is Christ the King Sunday, and I think that we're reluctant to give that one over to those who only recognize Jesus as the kind of king who wins wars and subjugates those who are conquered. Um, we didn't do that. Today we focused on the gospel story of Christ's crucifixion and wondered together about what kind of kingship is this? And we wondered ourselves who we might be in that story as we hear about the two who are crucified beside Jesus. The one saying, if you're God, then save yourself and save us. And the other saying, if you could, please remember me when you come into your kingdom. We wondered about that as the nature of Jesus' kingdom, his way of being king is shown to us, that it's about stripping things away, it's about vulnerability, it's about being in the presence of injustice, it's about loving when others would long ago have abandoned the idea. When we look at that as a way of being king, when we consider that historically that idea of a king was that the king or the queen defined the generation. We are Victorian, we are Edwardian from an English point of view. What it means to be Jesusian or Christian, that we let Jesus and Jesus' way define us, not just our architecture, but the way that we do things. We can talk about a Victorian morality. We can also talk about a Christian way of being, a way of doing things, because we choose to be defined by Jesus. We choose him as king. Going back to those two on the crosses on either side of Jesus, the one who looks at Jesus, looks at God, looks at his faith and says, save me, fix me, make everything right for me. Sometimes we do that. We demand of our faith reward. Reward because we've done everything right. Reward because of our proximate location to God. And then there are others who, in the face of God's presence, in the midst of Jesus' way and God's love, don't demand for ourselves, but ask simply, please remember me. Please include me. Let me be part, even though it looks hard and it looks painful. I want to be part of this kingdom. I want to follow this way. I want to let this define me. Not the things that I get, not the rewards, not the privilege in which I wrap myself, but in fact, I am prepared to be vulnerable. I am prepared to hurt. I am prepared to be present where there is injustice. We celebrated Christ the King Sunday because Christ is not a king the way we've experienced them, but in fact invites us to make very profound choices. And as we make those choices, we decide who will be king for us. Just because we elect them doesn't mean we have to make them king. Well, that's what we talked about today. And I'm sorry that we missed you. Hopefully we'll get to see you soon, because it would be wonderful to see you. Until we do, God bless.